What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It has been a rough Monday. I tell you what, my body is killing me. I am really tired from the tailgate this weekend and getting ready for it. Still cleaning up in the aftermath of it and trying to get everything put away and get the man cave back together after the debacle that was at FedEx Field. Let me say to all of the fans that we were partying with before the game and things, my apologies for the Dallas Cowboys playing the way that they did because that was just ass. But you know what I find amazing here, and I'm going to get to the subject here in just a second, is technically we had nothing on the line. Nothing. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if we won or lost. If we had won that game yesterday, we would still be going to Tampa Bay on Monday night, which is a huge disadvantage, to be quite honest. The fact that everybody else is playing on Sunday, we have to go on the road to Tampa Bay, play a game. If we happen to win, we won't be getting back home till 3:30 in the morning. In which case, you're not having as much rest and time to prepare for the next opponent like everybody is playing on Saturday or Sunday. You play on Saturday versus playing on Monday. But you know what? Let's worry about that bridge if we cross it. We've got a lot of doom and gloom for the Cowboys. Everybody's talking about how bad they are. The thing that I find amazing is the Cowboys, again, you don't want to go into the playoffs not playing your best football and being beat on the road by one of your division rivals, a rival who had absolutely nothing to play for. Let's be clear. Detroit Lions had nothing to play for. Excuse me. Sorry, Freudian slip. The Washington Commanders had nothing to play for. But I'm amazing that nobody talks about how bad Green Bay did. Green Bay was basically in a playoff game against the Lions, with the Lions having nothing to play for. The Lions on the road at Lambeau Field against Aaron Rodgers, the greatest quarterback in some people's minds, they only scored 16 points in a must-win game. How's it nobody's talking about that? Everybody's talking about the Cowboys who played a meaningless game. I know the haters and the trolls out there say, well, you're just trying to deflect and everything else. Well, here's what I know. Aaron Rodgers right now is contemplating if he's coming back to the Packers in football and basically leaving the mystery out there, saying he's not going to hold the team hostage while my team is preparing to play Tampa Bay on Monday Night Football. You would have thought that the Cowboys losing that game would have kept them out of the playoffs, but it didn't. Now, there's some things that have happened to our team over the course of the last few weeks where, we're not playing as good on defense. And yesterday's debacle where we really did not run the ball very good. In other words, like Jim R said, well, what happened was we couldn't run the ball. We couldn't, pass the ball. We couldn't catch the ball. We couldn't we couldn't do anything. And one of the problems there have been is the change of center. The thing that's amazing to me is how we have so many players that we are so ready to say, get rid of, replace the bum, put in such and such. Well, we've had that opportunity a couple times this year where we've had players that people don't like and want to replace. We've lost them, and we realize the team takes a step back. You guys know some of the guys we're talking about here. You know some of the guys we're talking about here. Anthony Brown. Nobody liked Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown is ass, man. We should be playing Kelvin Joseph. We should be playing one of the young guys, man. That guy sucks. We miss him. Jordan Lewis. Man, Jordan Lewis is a bum. I'm going to say that this defense was better with those two guys on the field. And, one of those other guys that we've missed too is Hankins. Now, here's some good news. So this is from the press conference of Mike McCarthy, who didn't look quite as happy today. Sometimes you've got Mike McCarthy with a shit-eating grin. I think Mike McCarthy realizes His job is on the line right now. And here is what he is saying as far as our players that are injured that are sorely being missed. Center Tyler Biadasz. Okay, Biadasz ended up hurting his ankle, high ankle sprain, is definitely pointing up. It's early. Today is, of course, not a practice day. Tomorrow is the player's day off. Wednesday is the first practice. You can best believe that they're getting as much treatment on him as possible the next couple of days as they have been the last few weeks, because Connor McGovern at center is just not it. Now, our tackles ended up playing pretty well. Okay, Jason Peters has not been bad. Tyron Smith has gotten back to the point where you forget that Tyron Smith is playing on the right side. And generally speaking, when you're not talking about an offensive lineman, that's a good thing. Also, nose tackle Jonathan Hankins is trending up as well, and their hopes that he will be back for the playoffs as well. This is a case where I talked about earlier. One of the mistakes the Cowboys made was letting John Ridgeway, 5th-round pick, go into basically on waivers there and hoping to be able to pick him back up. And, of course, they weren't able to. And nose tackle has been one of those problems. Nose tackle is a spot where they don't get a whole lot of love, but they make a difference on defense. The numbers don't reflect what they do. And, of course, there is Leighton Vander Esch, another one of those underappreciated players who is the team's second leading tackler, was looking better for being able to play on Monday night as well. And I dare say getting back Leighton Vander Esch, I think, will definitely be helpful. I'm not saying Leighton Vander Esch is, Dick Butkus reincarnated or anything. He's not. But he is a good help at run stopping and had been playing better. He has good games and bad games. And we as fans are ready to throw players off of the bus and stuff. Off the bus or under the bus until we find out we kind of need those guys. So we're hopeful that all three of those guys will come off the injury to play, basically the very last game or potentially the last game for our season. At least we have the playoffs. Now, what really bothers me is how so many people are just ready to say, the hell with the Cowboys. I'm not. You know what? Tampa Bay has not been good. I know Tom Brady's been the Dallas Cowboys daddy, that he owns our ass. But the Cowboys usually, at least this past year, when they've played bad games, they've turned around and surprised the hell out of everybody. Because everybody's always been, here comes the Cowboys. Yeah, they lost to Tampa Bay. They are what we thought they were. And then they respond. They lost to the Green Bay Packers. Here it is, the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm not ready to bury the team just yet. I think this team will actually respond. And I think even against having to go on the road to Tampa Bay to face Tom Brady, at some point you have to face your worst nightmares. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, good people. I've got some more work to do. I'm hurting. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just feel completely exhausted and drained from that game yesterday. I don't know if it was the loss and having to, listen to all the Washington fans that are talking smack, or it's just that it was just a whole lot to do in a short window. But I appreciate y'all, and we'll be doing our live stream tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, getting back to our regular, well, I guess we will for this week, but then Monday night we'll be watching football as with all of the games this weekend. All right, good people. I'll catch you soon.